There are many points at which to enter the Noumenon. I will indicate one approach which will allow you to return to the source. Chinul, do you hear the sounds of that crow cawing and that magpie calling? Student, yes. Chinul, trace them back and listen to your hearing nature. Do you hear any sounds? Student, at that place sounds and discriminations do not obtain. Chinul, marvelous, marvelous. This is Avalokitesvara's method for encountering the Noumenon. Let me ask you again. You said that sounds and discriminations do not obtain at that place, but since they do not obtain, isn't the hearing nature just empty space at such a time? Student, originally it is not empty. It is always bright and never obscured. Chinul, what is this essence which is not empty? Student, as it has no form or shape, words cannot describe it. This is the life force of all the Buddhas and patriarchs. Have no further doubts about that. Since it has no form or shape, how can it be large or small? Since it cannot be large or small, how can it have limitations? Since it has no limitations, it cannot have inside or outside. Since there is no inside or outside, there is no far or near. As there is no far or near, there is no here or there. As there is no here or there, there is no coming or going. As there is no coming or going, there is no birth or death. As there is no birth or death, there is no past or present. As there is no past or present, there is no delusion or awakening. As there is no delusion or awakening, there is no ordinary man or saint. As there is no ordinary man or saint, there is no purity or impurity. Since there is no impurity or purity, there is no right or wrong. Since there is no right or wrong, names and words do not apply to it. Since none of these concepts apply, all sense bases and sense objects, all deluded thoughts, even forms and shapes and names and words are all inapplicable. Hence, how can it be anything but originally void and calm and originally no thing? Nevertheless, at that point where all dharmas are empty, the numinous awareness is not obscured. It is not the same as insentience, for its nature is spiritually deft. This is your pure mind essence of void and calm, numinous awareness. This pure, void, and calm mind is that mind of outstanding purity and brilliance of all the Buddhas of the 3 time periods. It is that enlightened nature which is the original source of all sentient beings. One who awakens to it and safeguards that awakening will then abide in the unitary, such, and unmoving liberation. One who is deluded and turns his back on it passes between the 6 destinies, wandering in samsara for vast numbers of kalpas. As it is said, one who is confused about the one mind and passes between the 6 destinies goes and takes action. But one who awakens to the Dharma Dhatu and returns to the one mind arrives and is still. Although there is this distinction between delusion and awakening, in their basic source they are one. As it is said, the word Dharma means the mind of the sentient being. But as there is neither more of this void and calm mind in the saint, nor less of it in the ordinary man, it is also said, in the wisdom of the saint it is no brighter. Hidden in the mind of the ordinary man it is no darker. Since there is neither more of it in the saint, nor less of it in the ordinary man, how are the Buddhas and patriarchs any different from other men? The only thing that makes them different is that they can protect their minds and thoughts. Nothing more. If you believe me to the point where you can suddenly extinguish your doubt, show the will of a great man, and give rise to authentic vision and understanding, if you know its taste for yourself, arrive at the stage of self-affirmation, and gain understanding of your true nature, then this is the understanding awakening achieved by those who have cultivated the mind. Since no further steps are involved, it is called sudden. Therefore it is said, when in the cause of faith one meshes without the slightest degree of error with all the qualities of the fruition of Buddhahood, faith is achieved.